Have you ever felt like you're on a runaway horse, galloping through life without knowing where you're going? There's an old Zen story about a man in exactly that situation. When a bystander shouts, "Where are you going?" the man just yells back, "I don't know, ask the horse." This story is a perfect metaphor for so many of our lives. We're riding a horse we can't seem to control. This horse is what we call our habit energy, that powerful, unconscious force that pulls us through our days. It's the momentum of our routines, our automatic reactions, and the behaviors we do without even thinking. This energy keeps us running, constantly moving, often without a clear purpose. We run through our to-do lists, we run through our thoughts, and some of us even run in our sleep when our bodies and minds are supposed to be healing. This isn't just about being physically busy, it's a mental and emotional marathon. We're constantly in motion inside, wrestling with our own thoughts and feelings. We become our own worst enemies, trapped in an inner conflict that often spills out into our relationships with others. Think about it. When a strong emotion like fear, anger, or deep sadness hits, it feels like a storm taking over, leaving chaos in its wake. It's overwhelming, so what's our first instinct? We try to quiet the storm. We distract ourselves. We turn on the TV and binge watch a series, we scroll endlessly through our phones, or we reach for comfort food to numb the feelings. But these are just temporary fixes. The storm doesn't really go away, it just waits. Once the show is over or the bag of chips is empty, the unease returns, and now it's brought friends, guilt, and regret. We step on the scale and make bold promises to ourselves. That's it, never again. But before we know it, we're right back in the same loop, repeating the same habits. Why does this happen? It's because our habit energy is still in the driver's seat. That powerful horse is still running the show. So the real question is, how do we take back the reins? How do we stop the endless running, the fear, the craving, and the anger that seem to control us? The answer is surprisingly simple, though not always easy. We must learn to stop. Imagine becoming as steady and grounded as a mighty oak tree, strong, deeply rooted and unmoved by the gusty winds of emotion. Stopping is a skill we can cultivate. It means choosing to be present with ourselves, right here, right now. It means acknowledging the worry, the guilt, or the fear without immediately running away from it. Instead of reacting on autopilot, we pause, we breathe. We bring our full attention back to the present moment. Breathing in, I am aware I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am aware I am breathing out. This simple act is the foundation of mindfulness. When we become mindful, truly present in the here and now, something amazing happens. We start to gain insight. We begin to understand ourselves with more clarity and compassion. We find it easier to forgive ourselves for our perceived failings and to extend that same kindness to others. Mindfulness gives us the power to see our habit energy for what it is. The next time that urge to binge watch or overeat appears, we can greet it like an old acquaintance. Hello, my old habit. I see you there. Just by recognizing it, by shining the light of awareness on it, maybe even with a gentle smile, we weaken its grip. Suddenly, the chips can stay on the shelf. The remote control loses its magnetic pull. The storm begins to pass, and we remain grounded, breathing through it. Once the calm returns, we can look at our challenges, whether it as a struggle with our weight or deep emotional pain, without the harsh lens of judgment. And let's be honest, this process can be hard. When you stop running, you might be confronted with intense feelings of anger, shame, or defeat. The key is not to ignore these feelings or push them away. As the Buddha taught, the wisest approach is to hold them gently, with care, like a mother cradling her crying child. Your pain isn't something to be punished. It's a part of you that is calling for your attention and compassion. Your emotions need your presence, not your resistance. By embracing the parts of you that hurt, you stop them from taking over your life. You discover a sense of peace right in the middle of the storm. And from that place of inner calm, you begin to realize a profound truth. You already have everything you need to heal and to change. The strength, the wisdom, the compassion, it's all within you, waiting to be uncovered. Practicing stopping, calming, and resting isn't a luxury, it's essential. It is the fundamental starting point for any meaningful transformation. If we don't learn to stop, we'll continue to be carried along by that runaway horse, trapped on a path of mindless living, driven by habits that ultimately cause us suffering. But if we commit to learning this simple, powerful skill, we open the door to a different way of being, a life of healing, genuine peace, and true freedom. You can take back the reins. It all begins with a single. Have you ever stopped to wonder how much of your life is truly yours? How many of your daily actions are conscious choices, and how many are just habits running on autopilot? They say we are creatures of habit, but what if I told you your habits are riding asterisk you asterisk? And it's time for you to take back the reins. Welcome to Riding the Horse of Habit, a journey to mindful living. Every single day, we make around 35,000 decisions. That sounds like a lot, right? But here, the kicker, researchers estimate that a staggering 90% of them aren't really decisions at all. They're habits, patterns, loops. They're scripts we've been unconsciously writing for ourselves over years, maybe even decades. Now habits are incredibly efficient. They're a brilliant evolutionary hack our brains developed to save precious mental energy. Think about it. If you had to consciously decide every single step of tying your shoes or driving to work, you'd be exhausted before you even had your morning coffee. So our brains bundle these repeated actions together. But here's where it gets tricky. That same efficiency can blur the line between truly living and just existing. You brush your teeth, you commute to work, you scroll through your phone feed. But at the end of the day, do you actually remember doing any of it? Or was it all just a blur? That's the incredible power and the hidden danger of habit. It's a double-edged sword. It can be the silent architect that builds your dreams, brick by brick, day by day. Or it can be the force that quietly buries them under a mountain of mindless routine. In the world of neuroscience, this process is called chunking. Your brain takes a sequence of actions, like backing your car out of the driveway, and chunks it into a single automatic routine. This frees up your conscious mind to focus on more complex thoughts, like planning your day or wrestling with a big problem. It's a superpower. But what happens when we let these automatic chunks run the entire show? We stop being present. We check out. We stop truly living and start sleepwalking through our own lives. I want you to imagine your habits as a wild horse. It's strong, it's fast, it's immensely powerful. But if it's left untrained, it runs wild, it's uncontrolled. It takes you wherever it pleases, crashing through fences, veering off cliffs, with you just clinging on for dear life. Does that feel familiar? Now, picture a different scene. Imagine yourself on that same horse, but this time you are in the saddle. You are holding the reins. You are guiding its incredible strength and speed. Suddenly, all that raw power is yours to command. You can ride that horse of habit with purpose, steering it toward growth, toward connection, toward peace. But this transformation only happens if you wake up. It only happens if you choose to become mindful. Mindful living isn't some esoteric concept about escaping life or floating on a cloud. It's the exact opposite. It's about entering your life fully and completely. It means being aware of what you're doing, while you're doing it. It's tasting your food without the distraction of a screen. It's feeling your feet on the ground as you walk without rushing to the next destination. It's noticing your breath with intention. When you practice mindfulness, you turn a routine into a ritual. You turn a fleeting moment into a lasting memory. You start to notice the rich, bitter notes of your coffee. You hear the rustle of individual leaves in the wind. You feel the subtle shifts of emotion in your body instead of just reacting to them. Suddenly, you're not just alive. You're awake. So the big question is, how do we do it? How do we take the reins? How do we learn to ride this powerful horse of habit, instead of being dragged behind it? It starts with 4 simple yet profound steps. The first step is awareness. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Start by becoming a detective of your own life. Just notice your habits, without judgment. What do you do on autopilot every day? When you're stressed, what's your go-to action? Which of these patterns are serving you and which ones are holding you back? Just watch. Just see. The second step is intention. Once you're aware of your patterns, ask yourself a fundamental question. What kind of life do I genuinely want to live? What truly matters to me? Then, with that vision in mind, you can begin to consciously choose and build habits that align with that life. Instead of being a victim of your programming, you become the programmer. The third step is small changes. This is crucial. So many of us fail because we try to change everything all at once. We go from 0 to 100 and burn out in a week. Don't try to tame the wild horse in a single day. One small, conscious habit practiced daily is infinitely more powerful than 10 ambitious ones that you abandon. Maybe it's putting your phone away during meals, or taking 5 deep breaths before you start your workday. Start small. And the fourth step is reflection. This is how you learn and adjust. Set aside a few moments each day or each week to pause. You could journal, meditate, or simply sit in quiet thought. Reflection is how we learn from our patterns and refine our approach. It is like checking your map on a long journey to make sure you're still headed in the right direction. With consistent practice of these 4 steps, awareness, intention, small changes, and reflection, something amazing begins to happen. The horse starts to trust you. It listens. It responds to the gentle pull of the reins. And before you know it, you're moving together, as one in a graceful dance. Please remember, mindful living is not a destination you arrive at, it's a continuous practice. It's a choice you make moment by moment, breath by breath. You won't always get it right. You'll forget, you'll get distracted. You'll fall off the horse, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection. Every time you realize you've been on autopilot and you gently return to awareness, that as a victory, that's you getting stronger. Because the horse of habit is powerful, and so are you. So ride with intention, ride with kindness toward yourself. Ride with presence, and never forget, the journey to mindful living isn't about changing your whole life overnight. It's about showing up fully for the life you already have. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content on living a more conscious and fulfilling life. I'd love to hear in the comments which habit you're going to bring more awareness to this week. Until next time, take care.